going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I have started to disassemble my doors. We're still not finished with the sedan wide body conversion for the wagon. These are the parts that I need to work on next. I have already disassembled one of my doors. I had never done that before, and I couldn't find any very good videos that gave a full walkthrough of how to break those down to just the metal. And so I basically just had to figure it out, which kind of took a little while, just because I was really careful with all the little clips and stuff for the wiring harness, as well as the rubber seal that goes around the perimeter of the door. I just don't like breaking those things, and I wanted to just take care with them so that when I go to put it all back together, everything will fit the way it's supposed to. Today I'm going to just walk you through how to pull everything out of one of these doors, including the glass. That was one thing I had never done, and it kind of intimidated me to try and do it because I was worried that I would break it. But it turns out it's actually not as bad as it seems. I'm by no means an expert at this. This is only the second one I've ever done. I'll just show you what I learned through doing the first one. This should work for any GD, WRX door, wagon, sedan, pretty much any of them. They should be all similar. These particular doors are off of, I believe, an 06 STI. Everything that fits on there is pretty much the same. You might see some slight differences if you have a WRX that's a non-STI, but for the most part it should be pretty much the same. And then after I disassemble that door, I'm actually going to start working on sanding these down, as well as the hood and the JDM hood scoop that I have. There's a couple dents that I need to try and fix on the driver's side door. It shouldn't be too bad, especially because I can access it from the inside and try to push that dent out. It's nothing major. I can kind of show you real quick what I'm talking about. In addition to the dent on the door, there's also some stuff on this hood right here that I've showed in a previous video. It's not too bad, but I kind of would like to try to pull it if I can, or push it from the back somehow. I might have to drill a hole in the back to do that. We'll see. I'm not sure how I'm gonna approach that yet. It's pretty small though. It honestly could just probably be filled with Bondo. The hood scoop is pretty much fine. It's just got some scuff marks on it, so it just needs a quick sand. Dent on the door, as you can see, is right there. It's not crazy. But yeah, I definitely do not want to leave it. So, and you can, if I walk around the back here, you'll see what I'm talking about. So once we pull this plastic back, there's a hole right there, and I'll be able to reach in there and try to press from the backside, and hopefully that's all it will require to get that dent out. One thing that's pretty cool about these doors is they come with this nice sound deadening foam. There's some on this side as well as the back side of the plastic liner. So I'm actually pulling these off pretty carefully, and I'm gonna save the plastic and reuse it. It'd be pretty hard to peel this stuff off, so you kind of just want to leave the plastic intact. So if you are trying to find doors, I do recommend looking for STI ones because they come with this, and it's kind of nice. I picked these up for pretty cheap. I think they were 100 bucks a piece, or maybe the guy gave me them for 150 for both. I can't fully remember, but as you can see, this one's completely bare. I got everything pulled out, and the glass came out fairly easily. Got the door handle off, and this one's actually in really good shape. Don't mind the bird shit, but other than that, there's no dents in this one or anything. One thing I will say about this project though is that just try to stay organized. There's a lot of little parts on here that you don't realize. I have most of it sitting right over here. Don't mind the mess. My shop is really kind of a disaster right now, but this bag, those are all parts from the door, as well as this piece right here. I think this is it's called an actuator maybe. I'm not sure. It's got the motor inside of it that rolls the window up, and these are the rails, and have the door handle. Actually was able to pull the handle off. That is a bitch to do. I'm not sure that I recommend pulling it off, but you have to if you want to paint it well, so I did it. We'll see if it goes back together as good as it was. And then obviously right here I have the latch and locking mechanism, and it's attached to the handle, and then this little like trim piece right there. So I'm gonna get started and I'll just kind of take you through step by step what I did to completely gut this thing and get it all the way torn apart so I can fully refinish it in the Aspen white. All right, so first thing, I'm just gonna peel the plastic back. I just went really slow to prevent tearing it. The inside of the plastic looks like more of that foam barrier on there that I think just makes it a little bit more soundproof from like road noise, and it just makes the door feel a little bit more solid when you open and close it. All right, so next I'm actually gonna work on this trim piece on the back side, right here, this black trim piece. There's two clips, one here and one on the inside of this rubber seal that goes along the perimeter of the door. So you gotta pop those out first to reveal a screw back here that's holding this side of the trim piece in. Really push down on the rubber to get underneath it with the pry tool. There we go, there's the screw right there. Be careful when you pull these out. I lost one of these screws. It fell inside the door and it just never was able to find it again. All right, it's the same thing on this other side. There's clips here and here. Should be able to slide the ends out. So this end and then the other end here. Basically, what I did is I pulled it out. I don't know if you have to do it this way, but then I lift it up and the whole thing slides out like that. And does the same thing on this other side. Slides out. And then you should be able to just slide this whole piece right off of there. Now the trim's off there. This nut and this nut go to the guide on the front, and then this one and these two go to the guide on the rear of the door. Once those are loosened, I was able to pull the little, this little bracket on the actuator up over that bolt, and the same thing on that side, and then it allowed me to slide the window. 10 mil. Yeah. This thing was really helpful too, this little magnet, so that I didn't like drop the hardware down inside the door where I couldn't get it. Something nice to have. Yeah, these are a 12 mil. So I kind of had to move it over to the side. And see this little piece that's hooked to the window, that's what inserts into the guide. Once you have that out, you can just pull that one guide right out, so it's out of your way. This side usually just comes out on its own. Remember, I kind of had to slide it. Yeah, I think it wasn't this way. It's a little tricky right here. Yeah, there we go. So get that side out. Yeah, just like that. Boom. So both of these pieces, this one and this one right there, those are what slide into those guides. The other guide looks like right there. And what I did with the other pieces from the other door is I just put the hardware back in place so that I wouldn't lose it. All right, so now I'm gonna work on getting the actuator all the way removed. You wanna unclip this clip right here because that's connected to the little motor in there. And it should be free after that. Kind of want to support it right here as you loosen this last one. And then just puzzle it out. All right, so next we'll do the wiring. There is a clip. Do that clip right there. You just compress the little fins, push it through, try not to break it. You want to be able to reuse that. There is a plug in here that you can just pull. You need to push the little piece down right there in order to release it. Each one of these little plastic clips needs to be squished before you can pull it out. So for that, I've just been using a set of needle nose and just going in from underneath, kind of finding where it's at, making sure I get a good solid grip on it, and then I'm able to pop it up through the front without breaking them. It's important to me that I do that because I want to be able to put all this back in correctly the way it was designed to sit in there. I've done this before where I was like, whatever, and I just, you know, pulled on it like a gorilla and like broke all the plastic pieces. And I was like, oh, I'll figure it out later, or I'll just find new clips. They're not that easy to find. And every time you try to like rig something with like a zip tie or whatever, it just never sits the way you want it to. And so I just like taking the extra time to like do it correctly so that it goes back as best as it possibly can. Once that's out, there's a rubber grommet right here. Kind of pull around the edge of that and it should release. And then you can slide this whole piece through this hole, and then you have the wiring harness out. All right, so next up is this rubber seal. This is hooked on by these little fins. So if you peel this thing back a little bit, you can pull up, pull out, and it pulls the top fin out, and then you can slide it off the bottom one around the whole door seal, pulling them off like that. So you go around the whole thing, and then I went through and pulled those plastic clips out. Off of here, and then you should be able to just pull it through. You kind of have to straighten that little hinge, and then it fits right through, just like that. Actually, I was able to do it with my finger. There's just these little tabs. So you can see that. You just push these tabs and then it pops right out. And then these usually you can just kind of wiggle right off of here. Just be careful with them. You don't want to lose those. Those help hold the door cards. Yeah, this piece is a little weird. You just gotta like keep messing with it and try to be as gentle as you can. There's a screw in there. The screw's already missing on this one. I don't know what happened to it. That's how it came, so. But there's clips in there. If you push this way on it, it releases them, and then you can pull up on this piece. But there is another clip right here. You have 3 Phillips screws right here. Loosen those, and that whole assembly should slide right out. All right, so now to get the door handle off, there is a bolt right in there. Through this hole, you can see that there is a bolt down there, and then there is a nut down in there as well. So that is pretty much all of it. There is still all of these plastic pieces to pull out. They're super easy to pull out from the back. A lot of them I was even able to do with my fingers. And then obviously all of these little clips that hold on the door seal. Like I said, you just gotta go slow. See, like some of them you can just like wiggle out by hand like that. So that's pretty much how they come out. It's easier if you do it from the backside, and you can reach up from underneath and you have the holes on this side. Yeah, so I'm not gonna bore you with showing you taking off all those little plastic pieces. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this, guys. Sorry, it was kind of a uninteresting video. But like I said, I couldn't find a really good video out there on YouTube that gave a full rundown of how to disassemble all of these pieces. And so I just wanted to do that in case any of you out there would like to swap a door out that has a big dent in it, or you also want to do a sedan wide body conversion on your WRX wagon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. In the next video, we will be working on refinishing all of these panels, the doors, the hood scoop, and the hood. And I have some really exciting news. I actually ordered the STI 6-speed drivetrain swap for the wagon, so that will be coming down the pipeline. The order is already put in, it's paid for, and I just heard back from JDM Racing Motors today, and it will ship out first thing tomorrow. And so I can expect that sometime this next week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's gonna completely transform how this car drives. So I cannot wait for that. It's a really nice package that they put together for me. Everything's from Japan. But we have a lot of work to do, because once I'm kind of done with this, then I got to pull the car back in, and we need to basically strip it all the way back down, which is going to be super fun. I actually kind of enjoy doing it, let's be honest. But yeah, we're going to pull the engine again. We're going to pull the entire drivetrain off that car. I may do some undercarriage work on the car. I may drop the gas tank and try to replace some hoses and things like that while I'm there. But yeah, stay tuned, because we have that coming up, and it's gonna be an awesome project. Yeah, anyway, please like this video if you got something out of this, and until next time, peace out, everyone.